Hey everybody, I hope you all had a great St. Patrick's Day weekend. I sure had a lot of fun, though I'm very tired and still trying to recover now. Happy to get the gigs, of course, as I'm sure we all are. It's harvest time for the bagpipers, but I'm getting old for 2 days of gigging. Trying to recover from it now, but my intention was to have this episode out the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm pretty tired. The Saturday after St. Patrick's Day, but I obviously missed it. I'm uploading it here Monday. I got behind on some day job stuff as well, aside from just having all those gigs. But this is a really fun interview that I did with Liam. He's a great musician. He puts out a lot of great content on social media pretty regularly. So if you haven't seen him around already and not following him already, I'd recommend doing so. He'll provide you plenty of entertainment, real good trad music stuff. I'll have links to his social media and YouTube and stuff like that down below. And right now in the background, you're hearing him playing his uilleann pipes with Jim Byrne on a bouzouki, or something similar to a bouzouki anyway. And that's part of why I wanted to release this episode for St. Patrick's Day, because it's uilleann pipes. It felt appropriate, but there I went and missed it. But anyway, I'm going to give away a gift card for bagpipeswag.com. So all you got to do is grab a favorite episode that you've enjoyed of the show in the past, share a link to it somewhere on social media, and just make sure you tag Droning On in the post. And then first day of April, I'll go back and I'll just pull all the tags, everywhere that we got mentioned, and I'll put everybody who posted about the show into a pool and pull out a winner, and the winner gets a $35 gift card to bagpipeswag.com. That should be enough to cover a t-shirt and then taxes and shipping and everything else as well. So I'm looking forward to giving that away. And actually, speaking of giveaways real quick, I also need to give away a copy of The Wind Among the Reeds to one of our Patreon supporters. So I've got my 8-sided die here, and we have exactly 8 patrons right now, and so that works out perfectly. Let's see who wins it. Get it in the dice tower. Number 5, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's Alan McKenzie. Congrats, Alan. I will email you about getting you the album. It'll probably be a digital copy if you don't mind, just to save me on postage getting it all the way over to Middle Earth to you there. But if anybody else wants to be in those drawings that we do pretty regularly for albums and other cool stuff, just hop over to Patreon and support the show for a bit. As soon as you join, you're added to the drawings. So links to all that stuff, links to Liam's stuff, it's all down below, as well as a really great list of an uilleann piper's favorite uilleann pipers to listen to. So if you want to get more into uilleann pipes like I do, some great places to start. And with that, don't miss though, at the end of this show, Liam did us a big favor and played us a tune live. First time ever for the show. So that's going to be fun. So stick around to the end, or if you can't stand the, hearing me yammer on, hop to the end and enjoy his playing at least, because this guy plays some great pipes. Anyway, have a lot of fun, friends. Bye-bye. Horse trailer video. It's because it's on Neil Fitzgibbon's YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's my cousin. Yeah,
that's your cousin.
Well, I'm adopted, so it's I'm been adopted into this kind of, our family be well known now for just playing around towns and pubs and stuff like that.
Because I've been digging into all the stuff that I can find online of you playing. I've seen you playing with an uncle who's on maybe a bouzouki or something like that.
Yeah, that's Colonel Jim Byrne. Yeah.
I got you. So is that the same family then? The same, the cousin. That's the cousin's dad, kind of thing.
Oh well, no, it's not. It'd be his uncle as well.
Gotcha. So it's the whole extended family, huh?
All extended family, yeah.
That's a good time.
It's good now. We just got back there the other day, where me and Neil were doing a project on the kind of history of the Midlands water on a little on the river that flows through our place called the River Shannon's, the biggest river in Ireland.
Oh, that's awesome.
And went up to this island, the biggest island on Loughery, which is the part that we're close to,
Yeah.
And we're playing tunes outside ruined churches and ruined schools and eating loads of tea and cakes and on the boat. It's great.
That's the most important part, right?
I have to keep warm,
Yeah, you need to. It's got to feel pretty. Does that? I'm just imagining that must feel very. What would you call it? Authentic somehow, right? Like a real strong connection to kind of your surrounding there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like it's you when you walk onto the island, you can like when you see all these things, you just can't help but think back to fucking like this must have been really different back then, back in
Yeah.
like the early 1900s, like and stuff. So it's mad to think how much time has changed now as well, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's cool, like a cool, nice bit of history, like. But it's a shame there was. I would have liked to have seen more of the church because there was really nothing much left of it, like.
Yeah. Is it one of those situations where you can just about see the outline of where the outside walls were left in rock on the ground?
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah, literally, like, but like I found a nice little kind of half wall to sit on and play a few tunes, like, so it was grand.
That sounds picturesque. I mean, that sounds like pretty awesome.
And he should be that should be going on YouTube, in the maybe the next couple of months or something. So it's that's something to keep an eye out for as well, like.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That's
sure.
Part of so I mentioned the horse trailer video, and that's where I first encountered your music. And that I thought that was delightful. There was something about it that seemed like so. I mean, this is me as an outsider, never having been to Ireland or anything, just a lover of the music. Just it felt so. Oh, this is so Irish. This where's this uilleann pipe music coming from? It's inside of a horse trailer, and then when it opens up, you even got a pint sitting on the ground next to you.
Yeah, that's just the mind of Michael. That's just Neil's brain. That's how Neil's brain works. Like just these. If it kind of it fits, like if all fits, but it's just it does it in the most crazy ways, like put a man into a horse box and have a pint there sitting with him, like, and, people lapping outside the horse box like it's a small festival or something.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
it's mad, like, yeah.
It's
it's the video I hate the most.
Is it?
Oh, it is. It's the first video, and geez, I couldn't barely play the things back then, like, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That reminds me. So I usually kind of do kind of a getting to know you kind of thing. That's kind of the main focus of the show. But
all right.
We're maybe starting too late in the chronology, but I did, digging back through your social media and stuff. You didn't like uilleann pipes aren't your first instrument. You seem to be a real fire on what, concertinas, accordions.
Accordions, yeah. Well, the whistle now was my first instrument.
Oh, was it?
I played that when I was going to school. It would probably be like your kindergarten, like,
Sure.
So like, play school here. I was playing whistle from when I was about maybe 4 or 5, like, yeah.
That was is that a school program like throughout Ireland that all the kids learn to play whistle?
I think it is. Like I never really paid too much attention to it now, but I think most schools now around the country did just play the whistle and teach them a quick tune or two, like, and it's up to yourself if you want to keep doing it after, like. But I thought the idea of it is actually great, like, because it just kind of, like, maybe from your point of view it might just look like where they're all kind of giving us a kind of tiptoe into the trad world, like with the whistles in school, like.
Right. Yeah.
So like, yeah, it could be different. I think we're probably the only country that does it, like, so.
Yeah, it makes sense. It seems like a good affordable way for a school district to do kind of a cultural awareness for the kids kind of thing, like give them all a connection.
It's something nice as well to get their heads out of books and all that kind of stuff as well, like, so I used to love playing the whistle. It means I didn't have to do maths or something.
Get you a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play a load of tunes and waste time, like, yeah.
Yeah. That part of what's delightful about this horse trailer video too, like you mentioned that you're adopted, like I realize, Liam, like I've been under the impression sometimes that maybe Americans are more sensitive around this than other folks are. So if I'm tiptoeing too much, let me know. But I've never seen an uilleann piper with as much melanin as you have in your skin, and so that's part of the delightful juxtaposition, because it's not the visual that one expected.
It's I'm pretty sure now there aren't too many of us about it. So I think there's another man in Cuba. I can't.
I see.
Hello.
You. Hey there.
Oh, I'm back again.
Yeah, I got you.
Did you get any of that?
I'm afraid not. Sorry.
It's all right. It's okay, because I thought I was like, I could have reworded that a bit better anyway. So
yeah, back on up. Tell me what was going on there.
I was saying, well, you're asking me. There's not many coloured Irish musicians or something, is there?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, especially in the pipes, there's another coloured man that lives in Cuba, and I think his name is Alexander or something, but he's very well known here, like up in the Peabrian, who where the headquarters for piping is in Ireland.
Yeah.
And I think they had him out here one year to play music and stuff, and he was really good, like.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be me and him, like, I ought to message him. Haven't talked to him at all, like, but
yeah,
there's not many of us now. But it would definitely be nice to see more coloured people pick up any kind of Irish instrument, and or even like to amalgamate Irish music more with more Western type of instruments and music itself, like,
Yeah, that kind of the sort of synthesis of different traditions coming together is always a lot of fun to watch happen. Yeah, it's cool too that if Alexander is also on an island nation down in Cuba too, that's kind of cool too. These two islands, come together, kind of thing.
I do think he is there now. Yeah, he's been there for a few years now. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It brings maybe a bit of an extra smile to me that when I was growing up, when I was a little kid, and when I first started playing the big pipes, I grew up in a rural town here in Utah where my neighbor and closest friends were maybe the only brown people around in town for a lot of the years we were little kids. It's a pretty homogenous community in that way. And we had a pipe band. Mm. And we did convince my buddy to pick up a bass drum for a little while. He wasn't that into it, but
no,
it was a curiosity at times for people who would see us playing together.
That's dope, man. That's really cool.
Anyway, so let's move back chronologically. I want to hear about your childhood. Tell me about that musical family you grew up in, and what it was like once you encountered that whistle, and kind of how you got from there to accordion, and how you got from there to pipes and stuff.
Yeah, sure. I used to live. I was adopted from Houston, Texas, and I used to live in London for a few years then, and then from London moved to Ireland because most of the family was here. So that's when really I got kind of started on instruments when I went to school. And obviously I mentioned I was on the whistle. Mm-hmm. And when I left school, I think when I left school I took up the accordion. But I think it was when I left school, yeah. And then played accordion then for it could be maybe like 10 plus years, I think. Mm-hmm. A good 10 plus years, yeah.
Were you young enough coming into Ireland that Ireland is home, or do you feel like London is home, or do you have any memories of Texas?
I don't have any memories of Texas, and I have vague memories of London as well, where I was. So I really have all my memories from here. So I was like 4 or 5 when I got here. So
I saw you posted something recently. You'd been out playing somewhere, and you had put up a photo that, of course, I didn't know where the photo was, but I assume you were back in Ireland, and you were happy to be back home.
Yeah, me and the band I'm in, we went to France.
Oh, did you?
We went touring in France for a few days, yeah, and we're in this place called Chateaubriand. That's the only way I know how to say it. I didn't mean to sound like that.
You sound more French than I could possibly hope to sound myself. It sounded very authentic. Good work.
Yeah, but basically what it is, it's like it's like a twinning party between where I live, Athlone, and this place Chateaubriand. And every year, like, we go over there, and we play at different events and stuff, and like they're the hosts inside, so they'll come over here this year, and we'll be looking after them. Next year they'll be looking after them when they come over here, like. So it's a nice. I think it's been going on for the last couple of last few years. So it's it was my first time and the band's first time to go out there with them. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
You and I are kind of coming at piping from different angles. Where, like, I have this vague awareness of a part of France. I feel like in Western France, where is it the Breton piping, Brittany.
Brittany.
That's it, Brittany. Yeah, that's Cape Breton is in Canada. That's a confusion that I just about can't get over. I keep getting the two mixed up.
It sounds similar, like really similar.
Yeah, it keeps throwing me off. But I'm sure that anybody who's better versed in the music than me will say the music doesn't sound similar. So you got to figure this difference out. But Is that the region that it is in? Is that kind of the part of the core of the interest? Is that there's a sort of Celtic, you might say, music going on over there as well?
Uh, well, they definitely enjoy it, like, but
Sure.
I actually wouldn't know much. I think it's somewhere down close to Brittany there is more Celtic-based music, but I wouldn't be able to tell you anything on that.
That's I even got my drone reads from a guy over there, and I do like the
What's-
reads quite a lot. He does some good work.
who made your reads?
I think you pronounce it Xavier Bordeaux, something like that.
Xavier Board. I think I've heard of him.
He does uilleann
Are they-
pipes too. Yeah, that makes sense.
Are they for the yours for the small pipes, or are they the?
Oh, these are from my Highland pipes. Yeah.
the Highland pipes. Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's
Wow.
right. I don't mean to hop around and stuff, but I did enjoy. Where did I see that video you picking up a set of big pipes?
Oh, the war pipes.
Yeah, you picked up some more pipes, and it was great to watch because you were blowing with your mouth, but your bellows elbow kept going. Ah, nuts. I lost you for a sec. I see you coming back here.
Hello?
Hey, I got you back.
We talking about the war pipes, was it?
Yeah, that you were blowing with your mouth, but your bellows elbow kept going anyway.
Oh yeah. Oh. I've forgotten all about that.
That was great to see.
I think I archived that on my Instagram. I just didn't want anyone to see it anymore.
I'm glad I got the peek at it while I could.
That was in the same place, Shadow Brion, but we were just waiting. We were just all flying out, and this guy that was part of the committee from France, he brought out these pipes and started playing them. I was like, "Yo, they're awesome!" Like, and then my poor elbow just didn't. He
couldn't stop.
I just got confused. Like he was like, "These aren't uilleann pipes."
Oh, that was great. It's especially fun for me, where like myself and a bunch, most of my friends, we all came to piping via mouth-blown Highland pipes first, and then any kind of small pipes we pick up, bellows or no, is later. So the bellows just like make us cross. We cross our eyes trying to figure out the bellows when we transition to some small pipes.
I'd say y'all had a great laugh with that, didn't you?
It's pretty rare that we get to see somebody coming the other direction. So.
I was actually thinking of getting a set of them as well, just for the laugh. Like,
yeah,
they seem like they could be really, really nice, but I'm confused about the octaves on them. So.
Oh yeah.
The pipes have a 2 full octave range, like, so it goes right up to the top D.
So is that something similar to like what I see in the Spanish gaita, where you can kind of squeeze them up, kind of thing, kind of squeeze a little harder and get it up?
I think it only goes as far as that the mid D, like.
No, I got you. Yeah.
Or something like that. Strange. Like I was having a night. I thought I was in a nightmare. Like.
No. So then, when you were getting out of school and getting into the accordion, then where you were surrounded by all your musical family, was there any kind of like how early were you already thinking I'm going to play the accordion? Like, was there an idea that you needed to pick an instrument because this is what we do, this is our family thing,
Kinda, yeah, but also the fact that I was hounding my parents for years and years, even when I was in my first school there. Can I get an accordion? Like,
you were really gravitating toward it already. Huh?
I had just had my mind made up that I was gonna get this accordion, like, and hounded my parents for like a good 4 years, I'd say, like, and then I think they just had enough of it. I think I wore them down eventually, and. Brought me to still remember the day I got my first accordion, like, brought me into the shop and picked out this lovely red accordion, which now I think is absolute rubbish, like, but
but it looked pretty, huh?
Oh, it looked very pretty. I have another one there now. It's Mengasini, but I use that for competing in flas and stuff here. So, but I haven't played that. I played the accordion then after the whistle, then after school, then for most of my life then.
Yeah.
Only in the last 3-4 years I've stopped and been playing pipes, like. So from then on, all those years in between, I've been playing accordion, like.
That's one thing that kind of surprised me, actually, as I was kind of going back through your social media and stuff like that, and seeing how relatively recently you picked up the pipes, but you play them so proficiently. I mean, I guess I'm not an uilleann piper, so. I am to some degree watching from the outside here, but I listen to a lot of uilleann pipes, and you play great, but it seems like you've got to play in great with regulators and everything relatively quickly. You think that's partly because of playing whistle before, or what?
I think the fact playing whistle as my first instrument has definitely helped me with the chanter.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think the pipes, that particular bagpipe is more difficult for all the keys on it and everything. So
Yeah.
I think like I used to watch a lot of videos of like other pipers and stuff, like playing, and they'd be using the regs like in a certain kind of style. Well, there's different styles. Like you have the traveling style for a regulator, where they're smashing the A reg like all the time throughout the tune, and then you have like the more generic where you're using more of different keys and stuff and harmonies. But yeah, I just watched so many videos, and I eventually got a set of pipes. And when I got the set of pipes, I didn't bother going for a half set and then a 3/4 set. I just went from a practice set straight to a full set. Like,
You just went for it.
Which is just like I had like 4 different pipers. I was getting advice off there. Like, yeah, I don't think you should do that. Like,
Right.
and I was like, nah. I was like, I'll give it a shot, sure. And then but it was just lucky because all over COVID, nothing's really to be at. Like, so I was just watching videos and learning how they play the instrument, just trying to take bits and pieces from them and apply them to myself. Like, yeah, so that's what I've been busy doing the last 3 years. Like, I think that horsebox video as well is a great kind of, it's still a great start point, because you can see then that was only a few years ago. Like, it's I'm a lot more comfortable playing on them now and stuff.
Yeah, no,
So
that makes sense. Kind of so it's kind of our
and
marker on
and
how you've been progressing, huh?
yeah, and they're also in tune.
Now,
they're also in tune. Yeah.
what about this family that you're in? Are there other pipers in the family band when you get together to play, or are you the guy?
No, I'm the only piper. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my cousin he had a practice set of pipes. I think he played them for a short time because he didn't like them squeaking and stuff, and his friends would be jawing at him and stuff. And yeah, I think he just threw them in from then on. Like.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it feel like, I guess there are so many things that are relative here, of course, like, I mean, uilleann pipes are such a rarity for me to encounter personally, like, there are a few sets.
Hello? You're gone again.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, I got you here.
Oh, you're back again, yeah?
Yeah.
Why does he keep doing that?
I'm not sure. It's
so strange.
A little
Maybe
buggy.
Yeah, sure, look, it'll be alright.
That's it. It's the luck overload once again.
Yeah. It'll be grand, is what we say in Ireland. Grand.
I'll just keep on downloading the files here, and then I'll just stitch them together later. It might make for a slightly less connected kind of conversation, but I'll make it work. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll make do with what you have, like, it'll be grand.
Yeah. Well, now, Liam, do you think the focus of the show is somewhat toward piping, so I don't mean to ignore your impressive accordion work at all, of course. But what?
Oh no, there's nothing. That's all it about accordion, and it's finished.
That's all it. Okay.
Yeah, that's all she wrote.
That's it, huh? You're on the pipes here from here on out, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you feel like? Do you feel like you can remember a moment that really sparked your interest in the uilleann pipes? Like that you went, oh, that's for me, or did it kind of build up over time?
Well, I used to listen to the Chieftains and Paddy Maloney when I was in my later years in school at Liam O'Flynn, of course, and Seamus Ennis and the gods of piping, like, and I really didn't care about the pipes, but I loved the sound of the drones. Like, it's really strange. The drones they zapped me in, like, and then of course I grew to love everything about them.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it really. I think then I was hounding mum and dad for another few years. That could have been about another 4 or 5 years before I even just got a practice set.
We got the kid an accordion. We thought that would be our piece, but no, now he's on about the pipes.
Yeah, and they just, when they thought they were done, like, they were like,
yeah.
oh my god, like, no way.
No,
but they were very good. Like, I think for the start of it, I got a practice set off my uncle.
Oh yeah.
And I just used that for the year, and then I just proceeded then to get the full set then after the year, like.
So during your sort of like COVID focus on kind of like getting comfortable on the pipes and stuff, were you playing alone a lot, or did you have people who were listening to you squeak and squawk your way along?
Just my family, really. Well, whenever I practiced, then that would be a cue for them to. Well, my dad would get in the car, my mum would get in the other car, my sister would go for a walk, and my dogs would go out. My dogs would, my dogs would be gone as well. Like, and so I was like, great, have the whole place to myself.
That's great.
Because they obviously stayed for a couple of times to listen, and their eardrums didn't really agree with it.
They'd had enough.
Yeah.
Have you got any friends, friends from school and stuff who are also into the trad music scene that are excited about this stuff and playing instruments with you too, or have you kind of?
I used to play with one boy out of school.
Yeah.
Kieran is his name, and in college, people are into college. He moved to Galway, which is over the west side of Ireland.
That's where the famous Galway gal lives, huh?
I don't think she lives there, but well, maybe she does. I couldn't even tell you where she lives.
Yeah.
Shannon, yeah, does. I didn't want to say anything more about accordions, but she was the reason why I started accordion as well.
Oh, was she?
I was listening to her, yeah. Now, back to the pipes.
Right, back to the pipes.
Yeah. And what was I saying about piping then?
Oh, that you cleared the whole house, including your dogs, while you're. Oh no, we were talking about playing with your buddies from school and stuff like that. Too.
None of my friends back then were really interested in piping though, so I was just by myself on that note. But now I have a good friend of mine, Rory's his name, and he plays the pipes as well. He plays a number of instruments, like pipes is.
This band you play with that you just went to France with and stuff, is that a family affair, or is that something you've kind of brought together over time after
No, it was actually a very quick do, but I knew of the other guy in the John is his name, and I knew of him like through my older cousins and stuff because these guys are a bit older than me. Gotcha, so I got to know Rory through there's piping gatherings every month in here called Cailers around the Midlands of Ireland, and they're just all for pipers. So me and Rory were like the youngest there.
You're the young blood, huh? You're the ones who all the old folks go, all right, we got some whippersnappers coming in here to carry on.
Whippersnappers. that would be me. That would be me. But yeah, they're great. Like, and everyone gets to go and you get to try each other's. You get new sets of pipes and stuff. You just get to try new pipes, and it's very good.
Yeah.
It's good crack.
Yeah. Now that's where you get together with other people who know the pipes really well. Is there anything about uilleann pipes that was a surprise to you that you didn't realize until you actually picked up a set?
Yeah, how temperamental the reeds are.
I've heard horror stories from my friends who play uilleann pipes. Yeah, it's just insane.
They can be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
But like I still think they're worth every second of it. Like they're just, it's like they're not even an instrument. It's like they're just another like organism or something. Like they have their own. They're literally their own boss. And like if they don't want to play, like you can't do anything about it to make them play. Like that's just the way it's going to be. Like
that's funny. I've heard people talk about Paddy Maloney talking about his pipes like that. Like, oh, the pipes aren't. They're not feeling it today, or they don't really like it, or that kind of thing. Like
yeah, or Seamus Ennis. Like Seamus would have the pipes absolutely singing. Like, and then another day they could sound like cats in a bag. Like something like that.
I guess that extra challenge can be.
I thought it was very funny now, but speaking dead facts, like they're just so temperamental.
Yeah. Well, I guess the accord. Dag nabbit.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking away there, and I was saying Seamus Ennis said something about that as well. It was like, on days I could have these pipes singing, and other days I could have them sound like cats in a bag, like something like that. Yeah.
Like a cat on a tin roof. That's the other thing you hear a lot, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Your accordion reeds are going to be metal, right?
They're metal on the outside, but they're all would be kind of wood on the inside with a metal kind of thing around them, like yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it there.
I'm just thinking by contrast, they're probably pretty solid. You never have to worry about them. And then
it's the one thing I miss about it. Like I've only just started taking it up again actually, but you know, you no matter if it was cold or roasted, like you know, you'd get a
Pick it up
decent
and
sound
go.
out of them. Like yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes it's an excuse not to play just then at that time and maybe having a couple more pints or
There
something.
you go.
Like.
Yeah. Oh, the pipes
Yeah,
aren't feeling it yet. Let the pipes warm up another
yeah.
couple minutes while I have a drink over
Give
here.
give them give them a pint like.
That's it. Yeah. Then they'll start singing. That's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyone will sing if they had a drink in them.
Yeah. At this point right now, what do you have a favorite tune or a favorite set of tunes that I mean, you know, like whether it's trad stuff that other folks will recognize or something obscure, either way, do you have anything that's your favorite right now to play?
Yeah, I sure, like I enjoy everything. Like it's
Of course, yeah.
I was listening to if you ever heard a piper here called Michael Cooney.
No, I haven't.
And Michael's a great piper here.
Yeah.
And he plays these two jigs, and his album's really funny. The album's called Just Piping. It's on Spotify and everything like
I'll
that.
look it up right now. Yeah.
I think the jigs are called. I look at my Spotify here actually as well. I think it's called just two jigs or something like.
Oh, I recognize this guy's face. I must have seen him on. I must have heard some of his
have to
stuff
see
on
on
YouTube
or
something.
something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you must have. It's the new house selection by Michael Cooney.
Mm.
He's a very tidy piper now.
Yeah.
We be seeing him the odd time now at the different caterers and stuff. And
that's exciting that you get to like you're in direct contact with some of the like kind of some of the big guys around there.
Yeah, sure. I played his. Do you know his version of the King of the Pipers?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, well I'm sure you'll find it out anyway. He's that like over here that's his tune. Like let me play it with him there last year.
Oh, did he?
Play the tune with him, yeah.
That was great. With him, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, it was. We were both enjoying it. Like it was great crack.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And what else? What other? Who else is big in the uilleann piping world right now? Yeah, I want to get informed so I can listen to some good music later today.
I think. Well, I'll tell you the people who I love to listen to.
Yeah, tell me who you like to listen to.
I love listening to Padraic Keane. He's a young piper from Oranmore, Galway. Like he's a great piper, and he's you probably heard of Michael Stribney.
Yeah,
he's a piper from the States. He's another great piper. I think I listen to him a lot. Well, do you know Ronan Browne or Jimmy O'Brien Moore?
I don't think so, but I'm looking all these up as you talk. I love uilleann pipes, but so much of my listening is informed by Highland pipes and then Scottish small pipes. So this is exciting for me. I'm diving more into this right now as you talk.
Blackie O'Connell is you won't regret it if you ever look him up.
Blackie O'Connell, I do know, yeah, for sure. Definitely listen to Blackie O'Connell.
Who else is there? Robbie Hannan.
Don't know Robbie Hannan. Here's another one I'm looking up right now.
Yeah, Robbie's a great piper. Mark Redmond. You ever heard of Mark?
No.
Mark is from Gorey, Wexford.
Mark Redmond.
Mark Redmond. He's a great piper now.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I forgot that you don't. Yeah.
Most of the uilleann piping that I've listened to has been Seamus Ennis, the Chieftains, and then Jarlath Henderson.
Jarlath's great as well. Okay, I'm about to broaden your
yeah, this is
Piping.
exciting.
Yeah, these are because I have a liked videos on YouTube are just all of different pipers and stuff like. So
that's the that's your you go through your sort of your history. It's all piping stuff.
Yeah, and just about 700-800 videos of just piping safe like.
That's awesome.
He's a bit of a sucker, like, but
yeah, we know what you're into, don't we?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm gonna try to put some links to some of these in the show notes too, just in case. I may be the most ignorant, and you know what? I'll tell you. I try to comfort myself, Liam, when I'm ignorant of what my guests are talking about. I try to tell myself if I preserve my natural sense of ignorance, then that makes it so I ask the right questions. So then I give the listeners what they need, right?
Exactly. Let them work the rest out. Like.
Yeah. So I'll put some links to some of these pipers into the show notes here. If anybody like me is excited about expanding their uilleann piping, listening a bit here.
And you won't be sorry, lads.
On the other end of this, Liam, are there any tunes or sets that you've got in mind that you think like I'm going to learn that someday? That's kind of like the holy grail right now that you'd really like to get to there where you could play that tune that you.
Well, I sat down. What was it, yesterday? And I went through this set dance. It's called the Ace and Juice of Piping. But it's not the one that that most people play. It's a different one. It's like it must be like a second version of it or something. I was learning that there yesterday, and I think I have it off. Like
when you're learning, are you do you feel like do you learn most by reading music or dag nabbit here? Hey, I got you. You're the Ace and Deuce of Piping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're learning tunes like that, do you like to sit down with the written sheet music in front of you, or do you listen to it a lot and just kind of follow along in that way?
No. I haven't read a sheet in the music, and I haven't read a sheet for about probably when I was in school, like.
Yeah, like Tin Whistle days.
Well, when I was about 14, maybe the last time I looked at a note. I always listen to it, and then I'll just remember it, like.
That's awesome.
Put it into play from there, like, yeah.
Somehow that feels like the most authentic way to play trad music.
I feel like because you get to hear the tune and like how it's actually played, so you can kind of then vert that onto yourself and how you'd like to play it, like. You know, well, that's just what works best for me. But like I know some people can't. To go off the top of their head, that would be extremely difficult, like, you know.
Yeah, sure, it takes all kinds, yeah.
Everyone likes different things, so
certainly,
you know,
yeah, definitely. If money were no object, what about kit? You know, where you've got your full set of pipes now, but is there a maker out there, or is there? I don't understand entirely the mechanics of uilleann pipes. Like, are there additional regulators that you'd still like to add to your set? Like,
absolutely.
And is that something you dream of? You'd like to get more stuff on there?
Yeah. So now I have 3 regs, like it's like a full set, but you can get. I think you can get 5 or 6 regs. 5 regs. You get an E reg on beside the bass, and then you get another load of regs on the inside. Like, and you can get like 4 or 5 drones as well. Like, you know, the standard has 3, but you can get like 4 or 5.
Yeah, more.
They're like master sets now. Like, they're,
yeah,
you know, but definitely maybe someday I feel like I could expand my knowledge to understand more of what's needed to play something that kind of big.
Yeah,
say, like,
that's a lot of wrist movement, man. I watch some pipers playing. In fact, I think an image of Seamus Ennis comes to mind with their wrist moving around so much that I think it looks like Carpal Tunnel City. There's so much wrist bending going on there.
I'd seen a comment on one of his videos on YouTube, and someone said it was about his fingers because they're really long. Like,
they are, yeah.
It was like my grandma said, fingers be great for trying hens.
Fingers be great for trying hens, huh?
Yeah. I thought it was grass, like.
No, when it comes to like kit too, like, I don't know, amongst us Highland pipers, it's like there are a few makers that it's like, oh, you know, we know real well that like that maker makes a really good workhorse kind of pipes, you know, that'll last you, that'll work well in bad weather and all that. But then this maker kind of makes the luxury stuff, you know. Is it same in the uilleann piping world? Like, is it a set? Is there a relatively short list of makers that everybody knows of, or is it kind of democratic where there are a lot of people making them?
I think it's not democratic, like, but I think they're crying out for more pipe makers because all the good ones are kind of, you know, they're aging a bit now, like, and you know, they're obviously not going to be around forever, so they're kind of worrying, you know, who's going to be making pipes, you know, like if like in the next few years you can see that would be a problem maybe down the line unless there's some people going in. Like, I know a few people that are starting to make pipes, like a couple of men that I know that are making pipes and stuff. They're starting to make pipes, and some of them are. There's definitely a good bit of, like, the future's bright for them, like, you know.
Yeah.
They keep doing what they're doing, like, but we do need more of them, like.
It seems like isn't that part of the sort of somewhat recent story of the uilleann pipes, that like they were just about into obscurity, like just about nobody knew how to make them for a minute there, and they've kind of resurged in the last few
Well,
decades?
well, there was always maps and stuff on how to
Yeah.
make them. So, but like it was finding people that could actually make a decent set of pipes. That was the problem, and also the fact that they were so difficult to play. They almost died. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So, but piping nowadays is definitely more popular than it's ever been, I think, and it's good to see. Like, it's a lot of young people, young kids nowadays are willingly going taking up pipes, like, you know. So.
How much of interest have you taken in that side of it? Like, do you get out your reeds and tinker with them yourself? You ever tie up a reed of your own?
Yeah, sure. Like I have to like. Well, reading this, the read in this chanter I have now is awful sensitive now, but I'd be changing that probably more than I play, like, or tweaking it. But I went up to a reed making course in Dublin a couple of months ago, and sure, we were making reeds. I made sort of kind of half made a reed for my other chanter. It's a Rousum chanter, and it kind of plays like, so. It's not a bad start, like, but I've an order for a load of caning and stuff, and get different tools. Get different tools. Oh yeah, sure. Just mess around, like, and sure. If I make a reed, if I'm eventually able to make reeds, like, great, you know.
Yeah.
So.
I was laughing. I was talking to my friend Jeremy, he's got a bagpiping podcast as well, bagpiping history and stuff like that, and he plays uilleann pipes, and border pipes, a whole bunch of different kinds of pipes and whistles and stuff. He's amazing. Yeah, he's all over the place, and plays them all really well too. But I was laughing that, like, he messaged me something like, when the pandemic started, you know, and the lockdown started, that the first thing that came to mind, you know, wasn't like groceries or toilet paper or anything like that. It was like, where am I going to get my reeds? I got to figure out how to make reeds.
That's, you know, when your priorities are straight. Like,
that's right. Yeah. He's got it figured out. Here we go.
Are you still able to hear me when it stops?
No, only for a few seconds do you disappear. It's only for a few seconds. So, I heard you say that he had his priorities straight, but that was it.
Yeah. No, like it keeps coming out for me, so I have to go out and come back in again, like, so. The sound isn't actually coming back. Yeah. You should look.
That's all right. It'll give me something to focus on when I'm doing the post work to put it all together. So.
That's gonna be. I'd be pulling my hair out of that, man.
Yeah. That's what I need is more things to take up time. So this will be perfect. What if how would you feel, Liam, about me pulling some audio from some of your videos to insert as we, like, because that's one way that I could deal with these breaks in the conversation. I could just stick in a little bit of your piping.
Just as long as it's not from the Horsebox video.
As long as it's not from that one.
Yeah.
That's not the first impression you want people to have, huh?
Oh, we don't want people running away now.
The video is delightful, though. If it doesn't bug you, I'll put a link to it in the show notes.
Link is cool. Link is alright. Yeah. But just beware. Give your people a warning. That's all.
I'll tell them it's a visual treat, and to not judge too harshly on the audio.
If they want to go and look at more recent stuff, then there is will be a lot more of these.
I feel that. Now, when you go to play, you know, if you're gonna show up at a school to play, or you got a concert or something like that, is there any, like, do you go through like kind of a ritualistic, like, check it, like pull out every single reg and double check the reeds, like any kind of ritual to it, or is it more like, let's get it out and squeak and see how it feels?
Yeah, I mean, like, you got to, when you take them out, like, obviously, because, like, the house, like, they're in the front room of my house, and they're just at a constant temperature. So if I was to take them out of the house and bring them somewhere, like, you know, not cold, but like slightly cooler temperature, like, I'll just have to check the regulators. But the drones are okay, like, because I've artificial drones, like.
I do, yeah.
And so it's kind of a cheat. Like, I'm not there tuning. Well, I could be there tuning them if it gets colder and stuff, like. But most of the time they're all right. I can just pick them up and play them, like.
No, pretty steady, yeah.
But the chanters, there's the one thing I need to sort out. I need to get another reed for it, or I could try and make one myself. But
yeah,
that might be when I might be 30 before I make a reed for myself for that thing, like.
Yeah, actually, it brings to mind too. I remember that same buddy Jeremy. He mentioned to me once that he was trying to make a reed and that it didn't work, but then he put it on the counter and just left it there. And it was like weeks later he popped it in and suddenly it worked.
Yeah, somebody you just have to let it kind of sit. You have to let it. Apparently, you're meant to let them sit for a while as well. So I don't know. Sure, I could give it a shot anyway. But
what about what you think? Do you think you'll ever get a what do you call that tool that spins real fast? I even have one in my garage, and now I can't think what it's called. A lathe. Do you think you ever get a lathe and try making a set?
A set?
Yeah.
No.
That's a bit beyond, huh?
I think, plus because I'd probably be wasting my time, and then second of all, if you get your finger caught in something, how are you going to play then? Like,
that's true. That's a good point.
I wouldn't, like, obviously, you know, it can be done, but I wouldn't have the coordination to do that and not hurt myself.
Have you ever felt that way, Liam? I wonder how many of us pipers and whistlers and accordion players and stuff feel that way. That, like, man, and I'm not trying to make light of any sort of, like, accident that someone might have that puts them, you know, where they can't walk or something, you know, but, like, how many body parts would you be willing to give up before you'd give up your fingers? You know what I mean? Like, would you give up your sense of sight before you'd give up your sense of hearing because of what you do? You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, God touch wood, it doesn't happen, but I give my legs and stuff before I give my hands away. Like, it's you can still pipe, you know, but it'd just be a bit more harder. Like,
you got to not think about it too much though, because it'll make you too cautious about where you stick your hands, and you can't walk around in life, huh?
If I keep my hands in my pockets, like,
just taking real good care of them, huh?
Yeah, I have to wrap them in bubble wrap or something as well.
What about other stuff, other music? Do you listen to anything other outside of the trad scene, or is that just 100% all the time what's coming out of your headphones?
No, I mean, like, sometimes I like to mix it up with a little bit of rap and stuff, and hip hop, and like I think having something else that you enjoy listening to is really important, because I think if I was just to listen to like, I'm not speaking for in general, but for myself personally, that if I was to listen to trad 24/7, I'd turn myself off it, like.
And you wouldn't. Yeah, that's a good point. You wouldn't want to get sick of it.
No, I don't want to burn myself out of it.
Yeah.
But no, I like it. I probably do listen to more trad than I do to the rap, to the hip hop, whatever. But it's important to have something there anyway. That, like, I'm pretty sure other people have, like, classical, you know, all the old jazz and all that kind of stuff.
Sure,
like,
yeah, they're
nice.
all across the spectrum. Yeah.
You
ever feel a pull towards sort of your classic American cowboy music, having been born in Texas? Ever feel like
not in the slightest?
Not even a little bit.
Not in the slightest. No.
Well, I live over here and I don't get into it, so I don't blame you necessarily there. So
you don't really hear much of it or anything like. But I'm okay with it that way. Like, it's not a problem.
I've heard that Johnny Cash is a big deal in Ireland, or is that just for?
Oh, no, he is. He is. Now that you mention the name.
Not that he's necessarily like the Texas sound, right? It just that just occurs to me. Here we are.
There
we go. I've heard that I wasn't sure if it was that Johnny Cash was cool in all of Ireland or if it was just the guys in U2 who liked him. Because I've heard that Bono or Edge, somebody in U2 was a big Johnny Cash fan.
But everyone that like does the sing songs folk here, like they'll whip. People will be coming up like with requests for like Johnny Cash and all these other people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They all know him as well, like they all get their songs there.
Have you ever not Johnny Cash necessarily, but do you ever try pulling melodies from other genres or modern music and seeing if you can make them fit on your pipes?
No, I wouldn't. I haven't really thought about doing that. No, just. Well, for my case, strictly trad and trad instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
nice.
What's that? There's the Trad Music Awards over there. Is that's like all of the Kingdom nations over there all do it all together, right? It's not specific to Scotland or Great Britain, or is it? I'm trying to think now.
Which?
I'm just thinking about like the Trad Music Awards that I hear about sometimes. It seems like a lot of pipers end up, getting a lot of the pipers I end up hearing about. It's because they got some sort of award with the Young Trad Musician of the Year or something like that. Maybe that's not even a thing. Maybe I shouldn't even be diving into that.
I'm not sure.
Well, there's something to edit out.
Oh yeah, you can edit. I forgot you can edit it.
That's right, man. I can clean this up.
You have the power to do anything you want, like.
Yeah,
that's grand.
Right.
So,
in Highland piping, we get kind of focused sometimes on where we tune. Like do we tune our A to 480 or to 478 or to 484, etc. I guess with uilleann pipes, are you just trying to find a concert D? Is that what you're always looking for?
Yeah, just normally 440, like is ideally what you want, and it's handy now because I have apps on my phones now that I can just tune them as a tuner.
Yeah.
And it's actually very fine. It's a very fine tuner.
Works pretty good.
It works on the money all the time. But it's just up to the pipes to kind of keep them in that pitch and not change them. So it's really all the pipes' fault. Like it's all the hardship we have is just got to do with the reeds.
Yeah.
So you know yourself, like.
When it comes to accompaniment, do you have an instrument that you especially love playing with? Is it guitars? Is it fiddles? Like, who do you like to get together and play music with?
I love playing with bodhrán players.
Oh, yeah.
They obviously not just because of the rhythm, but it's just like it puts a whole different feel. But obviously, like if I was to have about 3 instruments I'd love to play would be guitar, banjo, and bodhrán. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Have you picked up those other instruments yourself, given them a try?
I've played guitar for a few years, yeah. My dad taught me how to play guitar, and sure, I teach me all the, the Neil Young classics and the Eric Clapton classics and the David Crosby, Nash, all them types of people. Yeah, it's good, like. It's good, but I haven't played too much, but the odd time when I'm out and go back to the apartment, I'll pick up the guitar and have a few songs, like a few drunken messes.
A few drunken messes. That's where the best music comes from, anyway. So.
Yeah. Oh well, at least we think so.
You think so in the moment, anyway, right?
Yeah, and then if you see a video the next day, you're just like,
"Oh,
shoot me!" Like,
surely that wasn't me, right? I was playing better than that.
There's someone else that looks like me in the room. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, have you given any thought to, or do you have any intention to put together any kind of studio album to release in future?
Yeah, I have. Well, yeah, in the future, like I have just the basics of a studio, like the Focusrite and the pretty decent dense mic and stuff, and have the software on my computer, like, but it's just where we live and the speed of broadband and stuff, and I need to get that sorted out first. But definitely in the future, I can put some stuff together and would put them up on different platforms and stuff.
Yeah,
Spotify. Yeah, Spotify definitely.
Yeah. Well, and
Like
on that note, right now, where people want to go to hear you play, and I'll make sure there's links to your YouTube channel, your Instagram. Where else have you got stuff going up?
I only just started on TikTok as well.
Gotcha.
It's just the exact same name for everything. Like
that you made it easy for us. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, because the name is hard enough. So least I can do is give you the same name across platforms.
I should ask you. Do you pronounce that? Is it Liam Winnett, or do you say Winnett or
Winnett? Yeah, Winnett. Yeah. It's after my dad's name. All
right, so I'll have that. That'll be in the show title and in the notes. But just in case anybody listening wants to be able to look it up, that's Liam Liam Winnett Winnett.
Yeah, and then music at the end of it.
Music, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, what else, man? You got any other shows that are coming up that you're looking forward to?
Do I have any other shows? I could potentially be going abroad in the next week or so to play at an Irish festival, but I'm still waiting on word back as to flights and.
You stay pretty busy, huh? It seems like in and out a
lot. Not intentionally.
Yeah.
I know, but it's good now just to be getting around and doing stuff after the while of just doing nothing during COVID and stuff. So
is it looking like music could be your full-time thing going forward, or are you having to pick up a job in a shop somewhere?
Well, I think I'm allergic to 9 to 5s.
Oh yeah.
So
you and me both,
I think
man.
I'll do anything I can to stay out of a normal job
Yeah.
Playing music.
I got you. So you're allergic to 9 to 5s. You'll do about anything you can to stay away from that.
Oh, you heard that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would. I don't know. There's just something. I've never really had 9 to 5s. When I was younger, I did rugby and stuff, kind of professional, and.
Were you about the biggest kid on the rugby field when you were a kid? When you were younger?
When I was about 12, I'd say,
You could just about dominate any field at that age.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the other kids surely caught up with you by the time you were semi-professional, right? You were no longer the biggest around.
No, but when you go into that kind of level as well, the whole game just switches. It's not about strength, it's about, your skill and all this kind of stuff. And
it's more about not getting hit instead of hitting the other guys.
Or just being smarter, just... Yeah. But yeah, it was crazy how much it changed, the different setups and everything.
Yeah.
Different way of playing as well. You play with a system. Back at that kind of early age rugby, you just run at your opponent and try and smash him. It's very different.
It's just the ball's a magnet and everybody clumps to it.
Yeah, exactly. But now it's just when I'm not doing it, and I do music, so I try and do catered events and weddings and funerals and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's grand, but it's not going to be enough now to fund my next set of pipes. So
yeah, right. And once again, you've got your priorities straight. You know that's what you're looking for, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can find one of those sets of pipes that when you put them in the trunk of your car, the pipes are more expensive than the car that you're using to drive to the gig, right?
Absolutely. I have a B set coming as well, so I have to work out how that's going to work out.
Yeah.
We'll do another podcast and I'll play the B set for you.
Yeah, deal. Does the B set take the pitch down to B, or does it take it up to the next B?
No, it's another set of pipes, but it's a much bigger set of pipes, because it's going down pitch. Yeah, it's going down. So they'll be a bit bigger now, but a lot easier to play and they sound nicer.
Do you think is that part? I mean, your physical stature, that you're bigger. Do you feel like that's why it's going to be easier? Is because you're going to fit those pipes better? Whereas, a little guy like Seamus Ennis maybe fits into your standard set a little more easily. Or Paddy Maloney, he was a tiny little guy. Maybe he fit into his pipes.
That's a good question, because I think the D set is definitely it's a bit small for me now, but you see, I got it second hand, so I didn't really have a choice.
Sure, yeah.
But the B set, I played a B set up in Dublin, one of the old coin sets, once going back to about 1830. That was made by Morris Coin.
Oh yeah, I saw a picture of that museum piece. Yeah.
Yeah, that set, that's 193 years old, I think.
That's amazing. Did that stress you out to be touching that?
Absolutely not. Sure, I was eyeing it up the second I got there. I'd seen it before, because I'm in and out of there the odd time, like, so.
Yeah.
I always go and see what pipes they have. They've a crazy set of pipes in there. There's like 4 or 5 regulators, and it's like an RLO mealy set or something from like 18 something, like.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like, yeah, just huge sets of pipes, like, and old bits of old coin and Rowsome sets, and yeah, it's really nice, like. Yeah. But yeah, when I picked up that set now, it was almost a little bit too big for me.
Interesting.
You know, but just made it sound alright anyway. So
yeah.
But that's my set. It's been designed off that particular set that I played in Dublin. Yeah.
Oh, that is pretty exciting. Yeah, man. I'm gonna post I'll put audio throughout this where I'm editing it together, and I'll just stick in some audio you play in here and there. But it's all gonna be on a D set. So once you get that B set put together, let's get together. I want to hear some of that.
Yeah, man. Like, I'll be flooding social media with anyway. So
yeah.
Be plenty to take off in here.
Well, that feels like a good natural spot for us to just say, like, hop out there and follow Liam Winnett music, and I'll take the episode out on another tune of yours too.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
And now, because I'm going to be editing everything together later anyway, Liam, is there anything else you'd like to talk about, and I can go back and stick it into the episode?
I'm not sure now. Is there anything else you want to ask me about? Like, what else is there about piping now that I?
What do you think? Well, I'm curious what you think as a, you're an uilleann piper. Is there anything that you see in the where most of my listeners and myself as well are coming to the world of piping in general from the Highland pipes, right?
Yeah.
What do you feel like are the big differences between the Highland pipes and the uilleann pipes? Whether that's the instrument, but also the mentality behind playing them, the style of playing them. Is there anything about Highland pipes that calls to you that seems interesting to you, or do you feel like you've already found the golden pipe? Why would you go back to anything else?
I feel like every there's no doubt about it that every type of bagpipe is very unique in its own way, like.
Sure.
But I feel like the uilleann pipes probably be the is complex the right word?
That makes sense. Yeah,
because they have all these additional keys, and and some of the old master sets, you'd get dizzy looking at them, like. I haven't really seen. I've only really seen the Scottish pipes and French war pipes and uilleann pipes. I've seen the French horn pipes, whatever. But yeah, they're a bit strange, like. But I'm like, there's. Oh wow, sorry, I better close my blind.
Oh no, that's right. Yeah.
But there's just a whole huge variety of pipes that I haven't even seen or ever looked at. But
yeah, sure.
I think definitely the bagpipe and the uilleann pipes are the best pipes anyway. The two of them will probably be the best.
There you go. That's nice of you to say that, knowing that most of us listening here are.
And we're back.
I got you. Yeah, I caught you saying that the bagpipes and the uilleann pipes are probably the two best. That's very diplomatic of you too.
Yeah, because I don't want to upset anyone.
That's right.
I know, but they probably are definitely the two main pipes anyway.
It seems like the two most known, right? The two that most people have heard of.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right, on, man. Well, I'm gonna edit this together. It usually takes me, as long as it doesn't bug you, Liam, it might not be till beginning of next year that this actually comes out.
Yeah, that's no problem, man.
Speaking of being allergic to 9 to 5s, I do have a normal job, unfortunately. But right now, I figure if I can ever figure out a way to make piping pay the bills, then I'll go to setting out an episode every week. But until then, I'm only going every other week, so I can keep up with other stuff. So.
Yeah, it's not easy now, but I feel like I can do it. Like.
Yeah.
Bit of self-belief never hurt anyone.
I think you can, Liam. I mean, like I say, just to, of course, I'm not an uilleann piper. It's like I'm maybe not the best judge, but I enjoy your music, and so if that's any sort of indication, like, obviously you're picking up gigs, so I think you're gonna be okay.
Oh, thanks. All right, well, hopefully now. We'll see now. Would you like a tune before we pack up?
I forgot that we'd mentioned that you could play for me live. Yeah, give me a tune. And we'll go.
I have them.
Yeah.
I have and what I might do as well, I might go out of the chat and come back in so it doesn't cut out mid tune.
That's a
before
good
I start.
idea. Yeah, let's get a fresh start here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
And then we can just crop that then.
Yeah.
I have them here now, so.
Yeah, other spots in the show, I'll pull recordings off your social media and stuff. But this will be great. This is live for the Droning On podcast, so I like that.
Droning On podcast. This is about as good as it gets, I think.
That's right. I think it is. Yeah, right on brand.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna come out and I'll come back in.
Perfect.
All right.